All right, what is happening, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Got a few MMA topics I would like to talk about, 3 to be exact. Donald Cerrone and Joe Lauzon canceled again. Craziness. UFC 278, Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. Finally, Edwards gets his shot. And this is a crazy one. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or materialize, but Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov, coaches on TUF. All right, so first let's start with Joe Lauzon and Cowboy Cerrone canceled once again. We didn't get to see the fight, guys. Dana White said that he's not going to book it a third time, and he actually made reference to Khabib versus Tony. And, you know, basically the fight is cursed. Could 3 times be a charm? I say go for it again. One more time. Book it one more time. I say that because the fight, it would be awesome. It would be an awesome competitive fight, especially where these guys are at right now. Both super veterans of the game. Both well-rounded. Joe Lauzon's a bad dude, man. I remember when he first pretty much hit the scene in the UFC. Jens Pulver was supposed to squash him. Jens Pulver was supposed to beat Joe Lauzon, and he spoiled those plans. By the way, there's a dog barking outside. Apologies. Cowboy Cerrone. What needs to be said about Cowboy? The dude's an absolute legend. Fan favorite. Badass striker. Underrated ground game. He has great BJJ. Just an absolute gamer. Cowboy will step up. Fight pretty much anybody. How could you not love Cowboy Cerrone if you're an MMA fan? That's what makes this fight so awesome, because these guys are like kind of cut from the same cloth. Joe Lauzon, old schooler, came up the rough way before all the character stuff. Well, I can't say that. There were some characters back in the day, even way back. Like Phil Baroni was a larger than life character. So he was kind of doing that thing way back. But for the most part, you know, no gimmicks with Joe Lauzon whatsoever. I mean, not even for the most part, just no gimmicks. I mean, the guy just came up scrapping the hard way, and he made an awesome name for himself. You know, he's definitely going to be remembered forever, really, in my opinion, in the mixed martial arts community. Joe Lauzon is like a Jim Miller to me. You know, a guy that is a true fighter, scrappy as all hell. Very skilled, and to boot, Joe Lauzon's super likable, man. I mean, he's a cool dude. What made Joe Lauzon awesome, you know, especially back in the day, was that, no disrespect to Joe Lauzon, the guy looks kind of like unassuming, and his background is IT, so he's a nerd. He's a nerd that can kick your ass. But ranting now. Yeah, book it a third time, man. Book it a third time. Let's go. What happened with Joe Lauzon, to my understanding, the reason he pulled out recently was he had some kind of a leg issue, and it was like a freak injury. A bone in his leg dislocated, and somebody actually messaged him, like a fan, I believe, and they're like, hey, I have the same issue. It sounds like this. Try this exercise or stretch, and it's probably going to fix your problem. And Joe, apparently he did this stretch or exercise, and his leg popped back into place. So, damn, super unfortunate we didn't get to see that fight this past weekend. But Uncle Dana, reconsider. It's a great fight. Like I said, especially where these guys are at, pretty much at the end of their career. I think this was like a retirement fight for both guys. It will be a banger. It will be a banger. Not going to get into who I think would win the match. I just think it'll be super competitive, and for the most part, a toss-up. All right, UFC 278. Leon Edwards finally getting a title shot. The guy was on a 9-fight win streak. And the reason I think he didn't get a title shot was partly due to his own fault, because to my understanding, he declined some fights. I'm not saying Leon Edwards is ducking anybody. Not saying that at all. But I do know that when the UFC offers you a fight, it behooves you to take it. Because historically, the guys that don't take fights for whatever reason, and sometimes there's valid reasons, but the guys that don't take fights for whatever reason, They seem to get, how do I put this? Maybe punished isn't the right word. Let's just say things don't go well for them. They're not in the UFC's favor. That's a great way to put it. So yeah, you know, partly and due to that, another reason is that Leon Edwards, he's not really like a big draw. You know what I mean? He's not a big personality. He's kind of a quiet guy, which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's a badass. This guy, he just likes to win fights. He likes to compete and win. Nothing wrong with that at all. But in this day and age, the big personalities, the talkers, the characters get more attention. And it's a little bit unfortunate, to be honest with you, because your skills and your fighting ability should do all the talking for you as far as like attention. You know, if a guy, and granted, I think another criticism with Leon Edwards is he's not really finishing fights. I think that's just a matter of him pulling the trigger a little bit, getting a little bit more aggressive, actively trying to finish guys because he can. That's been a criticism, you know, that's why the fans haven't really been rallying behind him like that. People don't necessarily consider Leon Edwards exciting. And it hurts you. It hurts you. It really does. It hurts you with getting big fights. It hurts you marketing wise. And it hurts you with getting title shots. Now, it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. It should be you win fights. It goes by the rankings, like in a specific order that makes sense logically. And in a perfect world, that's how it should go. But the UFC is a business, and you know, you have to go with what sells. And the big personalities, the guys that talk a lot, the guys that are controversial, they tend to get the bigger fights and move up the ladder for some reason. Well, it's not for some reason, it's money. Butts and seats, pay-per-view numbers. But I digress. Leon Edwards getting his shot at UFC 278 finally. These guys fought back in 2015, December of 2015. Kamaru Usman won via decision. So this is a rematch. Usman right now is 20-1 and Leon Edwards is 19-3. I'm expecting it to be a competitive fight. I don't think Leon Edwards is going to get steamrolled at all. I see comments out there. People think that Usman's going to destroy Edwards. I don't think so. Leon Edwards is a big welterweight. Good takedown defense. Elite striking for welterweight. I'm picking Usman to win. I do think Kamaru's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. And I don't necessarily think it's going to be a finish. I think he's going to win via decision again. Usman, of course, has the strength advantage, but Leon Edwards is a big welterweight. This is almost turning into a breakdown now. The striking, polished striking, technical striking has to go to Leon Edwards. Even though Leon Edwards is not a finisher per se, he stopped guys, he can finish Kamaru Usman via strikes. Kamaru Usman could definitely finish Leon Edwards. But it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. Happy for Leon Edwards. Definitely think he deserves a shot at the title. Finally happening for him. Well deserved. Last topic of discussion. Khabib Nurmagomedov across from Tony Ferguson on TUF. How crazy would that be? I would say take my money, but it's not going to cost anything. It's going to be on television. Actually, it might cost something. You probably got to sign up for ESPN Plus, because I think TUF is on ESPN Plus. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome season of TUF if they make this happen. I fell off with TUF long time ago. I think the last season that I watched, not even full through, I caught bits of, was Vanderlei and Chael Sonnen. That was the last one, and that was a long time ago. And then before that, I can't even remember. For the longest time, I didn't even know that TUF was running. Now, would these guys fight at the end of the season? I don't know. The fight really doesn't make sense. It only makes sense in terms of the fight should have happened multiple times. I think like that thing was rescheduled like at least 4 times. It might be 5. Tony was getting injured. Khabib, something with his kidneys, on the scale, like missing weight. It's a bunch of things. I don't think it's anybody's fault in particular. Just one of those things. The MMA gods didn't want us to see that fight. And it's a shame because prime Tony Ferguson had the skill set and the tools to give Khabib problems. He really did. Better striking than Khabib, in my opinion. A very wily and crafty ground game, 10th planet jiu-jitsu, sick Darce chokes, which could be effective against Khabib. Granite chin. Tony Ferguson, you're not knocking him out. Not prime Tony. He had those elbows from hell, insane cardio and conditioning. Super tough dude. That was an exciting fight that we didn't get to see, and it sucks. Like I said, one of the few guys that could actually give Khabib problems and beat him. Same thing could be said for Charles Oliveira. But it is what it is with that. Khabib has been retired. I honestly don't think Khabib is coming back for anything. I'd be shocked if the guy comes back for TUF. I don't think he views Tony Ferguson as a challenge right now. I don't think he views it as worth it. I don't think he wants to subject himself to Tony's antics. Tony could get under your skin. He could be rude. He could be obnoxious. Love Tony Ferguson, by the way. And Khabib has paid his dues. I don't think he's coming back for anything. But if they give him a briefcase full of money, you never know. But that's it, guys. I don't know what else to talk about. That's going to wrap up this segment. Those are the 3 topics I wanted to touch on. If you guys enjoy this segment, first time at the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. Appreciate that. Like and share the video. Show support. It helps the channel grow. But yeah, guys, that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll catch you guys on the next segment. Until then, take care.